Hello, and welcome to Auntie Lu's Place. Thank you all for joining me on my channel today. This is a brand new channel created to talk about a subject that not everybody likes to talk about. My cat's bothering me. She's patting my elbow. The reason that I created this YouTube channel is because I wanted to speak about a subject that is not pretty. We don't hear about it on TV very often. You know, nobody really wants to speak about it. It's something that has to do with care providing for loved ones. We care providers, or people who take care of our disabled loved ones, we need to have a voice. So I created this as a platform because I want to hear your stories. I want to hear what you have to say about what it is you're dealing with, because you might be able to help me and I might be able to help you. My experience in what I'm doing, I think, can help someone, and I'm willing to put it out there, to let everybody understand what it is about. I would like this channel to be a resource for people who have children or loved ones with disabilities who need a place to just go, somewhere safe, that's quiet, that is somewhere where we can understand one another. Because if you've never done it, you don't know what it's like. And so your experience, you can't see it the way we do. So what qualifies me to sit up here and create a channel to talk about caregivers? Well, let's talk about my life a little bit. I was 21 years old when I first started working in a nursing home. This was well before nursing assistants had to be certified. So I worked there for about a year. Well, actually, I worked there for 2 years. And I went to night school and worked midnight shift and earned my nursing assistant certificate. I worked there for probably about 3 more months, and then I went and was hired. I was hired to work at a local hospital in their home health department. And I loved home health. Home health was the best job 30 years ago. Nowadays, it's not. It's completely restructured and not even the same as it was when I was working. Anyway, I would see anywhere between 6 to 12 patients a day, depending on the route that I took. I'd drive well over 100 miles a day, but I loved my job. Home health was the job that I really liked the most. I learned an awful lot. I did a lot of terminal care. And when you go into someone's home and you see them, you instantly, almost instantly, it's the funniest thing, you become part of their family. I think that they can see the compassion and the love that you have for just individuals who are suffering. It's not that you like and enjoy to see someone suffering, but it's that you know that you can make a change. You can help them. These people are dying. The last thing they want to do is have somebody come in and feel sorry for them. That is not what they want. It's not what they need. Because they feel sorry for themselves enough, and we need to be different. And I always took a different approach. It is sad, but you can't let the sadness overwhelm you. You take that stuff out of the home and take it home with you. And then you have to digest and deal with it your own way. And even after I've been married 25 years, been out of the home health business for 25 years, and I still carry my patients with me. I remember their names. I remember their diagnosis. And I just remember. Now, you don't remember all of them, but there are some that you just truly remember. When you're a care provider, you cannot show that patient what it is you're really feeling inside. You have to be positive. You have to stay up, and that's not always easy to do. I'm also a college student. I have been attending college since 2009. Yes, I know that sounds like a long time. But I can't take college classes. I have to take 2 classes here or 3 classes there. So I went to community college and got my associate degree in general education, which basically means all the general things that I need to get in order to take my bachelor's degree. So for the past, since 2014, I've been attending West Virginia University via the internet and getting my degree in communication and a minor in social services. And hopefully, Lord willing, I shall graduate in December of this year. I have 3 more classes to go, and It's been a long haul, and I'm ready to start work again. I'm ready to be done. So anyway, I think that being that I have done this in my professional life and also my personal life, and for the past almost 18 years, I've been a care provider. Okay, so now comes the time that I talk to you about my loved one that I take care of. I have an almost a soon to be 18-year-old son who, when he was 3 years old, was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. Um, our son is, he is a very special person, not just because he's our son. He's extremely intelligent. We are blessed that he has his mind. He, I don't really like to talk about it much because the unresolved, there's feelings there that I really just don't want to put out there in front of everybody. But anybody who's had a child who's been diagnosed with any kind of an illness, it is heartbreaking and heart-wrenching. And yes, we have those days. But I also have a kid who is such a blessing to me and his dad and his sister. And we are so thankful that he was given to us. And so thankful that we have him every day. We're thankful. I tell him all the time, not so much now that he's older, but when he was a little boy, little younger boy, I would tell him that he was my sunny sunshine. And because he just brightens my day, he has a way of making you understand that life is not always just, drudgery. It really isn't. Life can be beautiful. And there's accomplishments that child has done that the doctor said he never would do. So we have to be thankful. So let me tell you why, I guess, that we feel the way that we do. We took our son to the doctor, and the doctor said, "I'd like to do some blood work. I see something that I on him, see something about him that makes me curious, and can I do some blood work?" And of course, whatever. And so this was before they even had cell phones. My husband had a bag phone in his truck, and so that was my alternative phone number back in the day. And so before I even made it home from the doctor's office, they had called my husband's phone and told him that we needed to be seen in the hospital on Saturday at 8 a.m. Now, you don't know what that's, well, maybe you do, but that is very scary. I mean, everything goes through your mind. What did you do? Could you have done, everything. So the day that we took him in to see the doctor sat us down, told us we think he has muscular dystrophy, and indeed his blood work has come back and says that yes, maybe this is what's going on, and we would need to see a specialist And so the doctor said he will not be able to run. He won't be able to. There's just a lot of he won't be able to do things, and run was one of the things that stuck in my head, and I will never forget it. That child had on Harley Davidson boots. They were cutest little boots. And when the doctor was done, he jumped off that bench, hit his feet on that little vinyl floor, whatever floor it was, and ran out the doors. One of the nurses was coming in when he was going out, and he ran all the way down the hall, and his dad had to go get him. Now, mind you, the doctor just had sat there and told us he would never run, and he did. So that kind of, I think, was the hallmark of, okay, this is how this is going to be. And we were always positive. He played t-ball. He was a Boy Scout. We got him involved in everything that most kids his age, as he was growing and transitioning, we got him in everything. He was doing a lot of things. So we are very blessed that he was able to have those experiences, because a lot of kids with muscular dystrophy have never walked, never ran, never played. So when our son was 10, he came off his feet and had to transition into a wheelchair. And the first week or two was extremely hard. He was kind of angry, but after he realized he could keep up with his peers a lot better in the chair as opposed to when he was trying to follow it with walking, and toward the end, before he got in the wheelchair, there was a lot of falling down he did. But anyway, one day, while my son was sitting at the dining room table, I noticed he wasn't doing his homework. So I asked him, I said, "Son, why aren't you doing your homework?" He said, "I'm a poor little cripple boy in a wheelchair. I don't have to do my homework." Well, I had never said that to him, so I don't know who had ever said that to him. I turned around and I said to him, "Your brain is not in a wheelchair. You better get that homework done." And that's how it's been. Um, you know, one day he was really upset because he was, not able to, he was in a wheelchair, and how pitiful was that? So we sat at the kitchen table, tears running down my face, and I looked at him and I said, "Son, just because your body is going through this situation doesn't mean that it defines the character of who you are." And it's the truth. Um, just because his body doesn't work the same way does not mean that it is part of who he is as far as his mental capacities. And I told him, I said, everybody has problems. It's how you handle your problems that will make you a man. Mind you, he was 10. And then I explained to him from some of my home health experience that there are two types of people. One type is where the doctor looks at you and says, "You have cancer." Well, that's all they need to hear. They make their mind up. They go sit on the couch, lay in the bed, and die. That's it. Then there's the other type of person. Doctor says you have cancer. They say okay. They live their life to the fullest for as long as they get. I remember a little lady who would get up every morning, fix her hair. Her nails were perfect. She would go to the salons, take care of herself. She would get on the phone and she'd stay on the phone and talk to her loved ones. She even packed up and went on vacation to go see somebody she hadn't seen in years. I will tell you that my faith has kept me through these past 18 years of caring for my son. I have a great faith, and I'm extremely blessed. Um, so I want to warn you that there will be from time to time me saying something like, "Thank you, Jesus," or "Thank you, Lord, for helping me today," or whatever, because I really feel like that's part of my life. That's part of who I am. And if that's a turnoff for you or something that you're not just with, I apologize, but that's who I am, and that's what you'll get on this channel. But on this channel, we're not always just going to sit around and talk about the depressing things that happen to care providers, but there will be a time for that. I also quilt and do crafts, and those are also a way of me coping with the stress. And I want that to be, part of my channel. There are some things that we can make for wheelchairs, walkers, beds, that you sew. And if those are some things you're interested in, just let me know and we'll do those. I think they're extremely important. Thank you for listening and joining my little chat. I appreciate you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I might not always answer them, but you can ask. And that's another thing. I am very frank, very honest, straightforward. I don't like to play games. Oftentimes what I say is what I mean. And so I just to give you a heads up, like I said, you all, if there's anything you think you need to talk about, we're going to have some fun on this channel. I know that this has been a very sedating, quiet introduction, but trust me, I'm a little crazy, and I think we're going to have some fun. And like I said, I'm clean fun, not nasty fun. There's no nasty on this channel, and you know who you are. Well, anyway, there's always one in the bunch somewhere, y'all. You know it. Anyway, y'all come on back to Auntie Lu, and we'll talk about some things. Bye now.